Hello children, I welcome you to English CBSE Senior School Tutorials. Kindly subscribe the channel for latest updates. Today I'll explain the poem Photograph composed by Shirley Toulson, which is a part of Class 11 curriculum in CBSE. Through this poem, Shirley Toulson has distinctively brought out the pain of separation. She comes across a childhood photograph of her mother on a seaside holiday. But the bitter truth is that her mother is no more now. I'll start with a stanza-wise explanation. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went pedaling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. The poetess is looking at a photograph pasted on a cardboard, as it was a practice earlier to keep the photographs intact. It was a seaside holiday photograph of her mother with two of her cousins. The two cousins could be seen holding her mother's hands and moving their feet joyously. Poetess' mother is the eldest of all three and was around 12 years old at that time when the photograph had been taken. Now, reading it further, and she has the big girl, some 12 years or so. All three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. The girls were enjoying the holiday. Their hair were flowing on their faces and had a sweet smile when the photograph was being clicked by their uncle. Poetess looked at her mother's face and regarded it to be the sweetest, but that was before she herself was born. Now the poetess describes the temporary tenure of human life by comparing it with the timeless eternity of the sea. She tells that the sea has not undergone any change since the photograph was taken, in which the sea water seems to wash the feet of the girls, whereas the poetess mother is no more now, and her life has changed drastically as compared to the sea. Reading it further, some 20, 30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. See Betty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. The sea holiday was a past. Mine is a laughter. Both wry with the labored ease of loss. So, according to the poetess, her mother looked at the photograph around 20 to 30 years later and had a hearty laughter looking at the dresses they wore to the beach holiday. It exhibited their blissfulness. The poetess then becomes sorrowful. She tells that the sea holiday was her mother's past, and for her, the laughter on her mother's face is a past. She is grief stricken upon the loss of her mother. The sea holiday was her mother's past, and her mother's laughter is the poetess's past. Hence, they both are at a tremendous loss. She uses the figure of speech oxymoron by using two contrasting emotions of hard work and ease, and tells that she has overcome the pain with a great difficulty. Reading the poem further, now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. And of all this circumstance, there is nothing to say at all. Its silence silences. Further, she tells that her mother had passed away around 12 years back. Since then, her pain and grief has never lessened. What is left now is just an eloquent silence, and she is completely disappointed with the immense loss. And even the photograph speaks for itself that we are only left surrounded with voids of silence which can't be filled ever.